Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
Enjoy this presentation of the Jimmy Mack Healing Show.
Renowned medical, intuitive, and spiritual life coach. Visit www.jimmymackhealing.com.
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
All right. Hey, everybody. Jimmy Mack coming to you live with another transmission and download. Thanks for being here today. We appreciate it. We always want to keep it stirred up for you, make it fun. And we're glad you're here today. Feel free to IM your questions in. We'll work on readings, healings, and stir some things up for you. So thanks for being here. If you aren't already on our newsletter, please go to jimmymackhealing.com. You'll want to sign up there. And there it is. Awesome. And it will actually help you if you sign up for that. You'll get our schedule. You'll know ahead of time every little thing we're doing and what's going on. So join us for that, and you'll at least hook into all the shows and the show dates and where we're going to be, what we're doing. It's all free. So join us if you can. All right, everybody. And today's guest I'm always excited about. It's Psychic Joanne Leo. How are you today? Good to see you.
Marvelous.
All the way to the other side of the county. Good to see you. And I'm so glad you're here. You know, folks love to get the astrology, the numerology, the card readings, that sort of thing. And, you know, like your motto says, it's readings from the heart. So I love that. We'll put up your URL, your best website, of course, psychicjoanneleo.com. You can visit that as well. So, yeah, appreciate it, honey. Yeah, we're glad you're here. I love your shirt, too. Blessed. There it is. Yeah. See how fast Reverend Tiffany is? I love it. She's awesome, our producer. So she's always on it. And what a thrill that is. It makes it all run smooth, like the, what do they call it? Runs like the trains on time. There you go.
That's right.
But we're glad you're here. Yeah, you doing okay, honey?
I'm doing good. I'm doing way better than our last segment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I remember you were a little under the weather, as it were. So.
Well, I just couldn't believe how a sinus infection could fatigue you. It was like boom. It just would hit me. And
yeah, that's breathing too, though. So you can imagine getting less oxygen, and you certainly want to have that cranked up all you can. So we're glad you're better. I think everybody's kind of running through a little something right now. As long as it's not the COVID or something catastrophic, then we're blessed, like your T-shirt says. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really good. Folks, reach out to her too for any reading. She does astrology, the numerology, the cards, of course. You can do phone. I think you have video as well, right? So people can do video readings. What's the best phone number? Let folks know the phone number and also the email address too, honey.
727-743-3400. And my email is psychicjoanneleo@gmail.com, and it's Joanne with an E.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you for being here. And and you know, I mean, if you phone her, obviously you can text too. So that's the easiest way probably is to email or get on her schedule that way. People call me and text all the time. They're so funny, and they're like, you know, what have you been up to? It's like, you want me to text that back to you, or what do you know? It's like, come on. What have you been up to? Busy with paying clients.
On the schedule.
I love it. Yeah, Jimmy, I just have one question, right? I love it. Yeah, there's no way you have just one question. So we're glad you're here, honey.
Since we've been doing this COVID thing, I have been inundated with doing charts or doing readings with parents and kids. Well, because the kids are doing the homeschooling.
Right.
And, you know, with their charts and everything, you can help direct the kid once you know where the shortfall is. And a lot of relationship stuff. Tremendous.
Well, you know, the other thing I think it helps out with in a big way, I wish somebody told me all that when I was young or teenager or whatever, is you can also narrow down, because of their chart, their time, all their information, date of birth. Hell, if they should be engineer, doctor, lawyer, plumber, artist, whatever. I mean, if everything they got is all artsy, to try and slam them into law school is going to do everybody an injustice, So I think it's very revealing, and it's very helpful to have your chart done and your cards and numerology and astrology and all of it, just so you at least have a glimmer of hope that, hey, not only am I captaining my own little ship right now, but to find out where you are in the world so you know where to navigate to next. So very helpful, very profound. That's all I'm saying. So everybody needs to get that done. Looks like Judy is first here. We'll get underway and take all the folks we can. Hello, Jimmy and Joanne.
Hi.
Maybe closing my business and moving. Doesn't test that strong about closing the business. Definitely moving. Her date of birth, Joanne, is 6/12/1958. So we'll see what Joanne has to offer on that, Judy.
Well, I know that, Judy, what you're going through right now is paramount to exactly what you just said. Moving, closing a business. You're into this last cycle of this 9, which is an 18-month cycle. Mm-hmm. And it's really a way for the soul to recalibrate, I say, because it's like you have to find out people, places, and things, what serves you best and what doesn't serve you anymore. I like to equate it like going up into the attic, that you've been putting people, places, things, emotions, situations up in this attic for the last 8 years. And now this 18 months is you sorting through good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. What's a keeper? What's trash? Mm-hmm. And what's the pile that you need to think about? So it doesn't surprise me that you want to close your business or that you're forced to close your business, and definitely a move would come under this influence. Now, the question is, how are you strategically going to do it? And I don't want you to be impulsive. That's the kicker. I think you need to look at all your options. I'm a big believer when I do this empowerment stuff, I always tell them, let's get out a sheet of paper and do some goal setting here. And I like to always look at my pros and my cons for each thing that I need to make a decision on. Then I go to another sheet of paper and I make my A, B's, and C's. A's being priority, B's that I'm working on, and C's I'll get to it when I can fit it into the A's and the B's. So yes, I get that where you're at right now. The most important thing is you can't afford the luxury of being negative or having negative feelings. You got to get excited. If you're going to make changes, let's make them the best. Like Jimmy and I always believe, if this doesn't serve me well, then what's next? It's got to be better. It's got to be bigger. It's got to be more successful. I just don't want you to be impulsive, and I don't want you to let negative people affect your choices. You just have to get very clear out of your head onto paper, because you can't afford the luxury of procrastination, Judy. That's the kicker. So if you're going to move, let's define it. Let's narrow it down. What area? Do I want to be west, midwest, east, southeast, southwest? Where do I want to be? You got to get clear on that. I'm feeling more south of where you are now, and I don't know how Jimmy feels about that, because Jimmy and I work in synergy. It's amazing. That's why I love doing shows with him, because we kind of really complement the right and the left together.
Yeah, I don't know that the business will be closing per se, Judy. So certainly if it's brick and mortar and you move somewhere and it's not convenient for you to get there, then you might be opening it up somewhere else again, but never say never. So you don't test that strong for closing the business, but you sure test strong for moving. If you want to write back in and just say, I don't know, Cincinnati, Akron, or whatever, I'll definitely tell you what tests the strongest for you, Judy. So keep that in mind too. And even if your business is brick and mortar, so much is going online, it's incredible. So keep that in mind too. The more you can do online, the better. It doesn't matter if you're selling widgets or giving readings or whatever may happen. You can always do a ton more stuff online, or you might end up switching to something they're saying that's very parallel to that. So very similar. So if you're selling cups now, you might wind up selling straws. You get the idea. So there you go. We'll see what happens. Lisa is next. Hi, Lisa. How are you today? We'll see what Lisa's asking about here. All right. Reverend Lisa Johnson, 5/16/1935. And I think she has in here hip. And I don't know if she's talking about hip, like her hip's bothering her. If I'm looking at her, it isn't left, it's right hip. So we'll just work on healing that. Bone, muscle, ligament, tendon, joint. You got joint stuff going on too. So we'll work on that, Lisa, while Joanne looks up your information.
Well, a couple things with Lisa is going on this year. It's all about making decisions and weighing things out. And I feel like there's some things that are up and down or not concrete, not giving you the clarity that you're looking for. As far as your health goes, there might be some, and I would like to think if you're going to have surgery, try to make it non-invasive or a minimal thing to do any correction. But Jimmy's real good at balancing too. If that doesn't work, then you really need to look at getting it fixed, because I do feel that coming up this year. Another thing is I feel like you're in a cycle right now. It's an empowerment cycle. So it's like you need to take charge. There's something where, don't be manipulated. I'm going to be very strong on that you're dealing with some situation where you're being manipulated, or it's not clear, or there needs to be clarity. So I would definitely get your ducks in a row here and not take the back burner approach, because that's not working. Okay. The Spirit says, you know the right things, you have the right answers. I don't think you're being heard. It's really what I think it is. Or you're not getting to the right person or decision makers to get things in order here. But you definitely have the right message. It's just that I don't feel like it's getting through to the right sources. As far as October, November, and December, I feel that's the time for you to rebalance of what your priorities are and making the decisions, whether it's financial, emotional, or on a spiritual level. This is a real good time for you to kind of do some rebalance work. What do you get, Jim?
Yeah. I'll work on the hip too. I'm immediately drawn to my mother, who had her hip done not that long ago. So at some point, if you do have to have that done, I mean, if you were here, I'd take you to my chiropractor and have her use an activator on you and move you all around, and that's bound to help. But the surgeons now, them replacing a hip is like us going to Walmart. So believe me, they got all that figured out. So God forbid you need to get it done. It's okay, So right. Just keep that in mind too. I don't get left hip, I get right hip with you. And I might be seeing it, and it's really your bad hip might even be your left hip. I don't know, but your right hip is certainly under stress too. So I certainly would get all that checked out. So there you go, Lisa. Thanks for writing in. All right. Daria is next. Hi, Daria Mace. All right. Staria, 4/24/1972, Joanne.
All right.
That's April 24th of 72. What's in store for my spiritual journey? It's only an hour show there, Daria. Wow. Short-term and long-term, please. Oh, my God. I'll let you deal with that one, Joanne. You could probably glean all that off of the birth date alone, Staria.
Well, my spiritual journey started in 1976. And it evolved over many, many years. And I had many, many wonderful mentors that God just popped into my life. So it's not about you steering the boat. It's about, if you're attracted to something, you might be in a bookstore and led to, looking at acupressure or, studying, I don't know, healing touch or whatever. But Jimmy and I both know that this is not, this is not a career that we chose because we both were movers and shakers in the corporate world. Okay, both of us. So we did our spiritual work and helped as many people as we could, in addition to doing our mission. So I think a lot of people on their spiritual journey, it's an internal type thing. I like to see people start working with opening up to what are the spiritual laws. I love the game of life and how to play it. That's how I started with Florence Scovel Shinn. And, I had to learn to get rid of the critic, which took me many, many years. And I teach it now because that's the stumbling block. So there's no answer, in my opinion, but, maybe I'm all wet, that you could just wave a magic wand and ask an intuitive, what's your spiritual path and how's it going to wind up? But as far as your numerology for this year, it's all about, you have this nervous, impulsive energy, like I want it yesterday. And that doesn't always happen, especially on the spiritual path. That Jimmy and I can both attest to that, because it comes in waves, and it comes with, the different courses that him and I have taken, and the courses that we teach today, and all that kind of stuff. It's a building process. I mean, I have close to 40 years under my belt, and I know Jimmy's not that far behind me because I've known him probably close to 30 years.
Yeah.
So, and we both have evolved. Jimmy wasn't doing the fish when I met him, and I wasn't doing channeled numerology when I met him. So, my encouragement to you, Daria, is to take one piece at a time. But I think you need to learn the spiritual laws, and definitely Louise Hay is a good place to start. She studied Shin just like I did. That's how she started with Shin, and she embellished it. So I think you need to get down to the spiritual laws of harmony and love and what it really means. But that's as far as your numerology goes, it's all about responsibility and you doing the right thing this year. Impatience is your test. I feel like you have some, nervous energy or something going on here where your patience is being tested. But I do feel like if you want to start studying, then you got to start with clearing yourself first before you can even think about getting on the spiritual path. I know that was a big, hard leap for me. And I'm not speaking for Jimmy, but after doing this all these years, I know he had to do a lot of clearing and a lot of digging and a lot of searching and a lot of praying.
Yep. Very true. Hope that helps you, Daria. Good luck with all that. Gosh. Kim in San Francisco is next. All right, Kim. Hi, Joanne. My birthday is 5/8 of 69. So that's May 8th of 69, Joanne. Hi, Jimmy. With all this bad air quality, can you look at my lungs? Your lungs don't test weak. They still test strong. And my cat's lungs. What is it? Calliope and Penelope. All right. They test pretty good too. I'm not that concerned about that. And you guys are okay. You test strong on the OK department and in the respiratory department too. I get that there's a lot going on out there. She's out of San Francisco, Joanne.
Oh, she's in the thick
of fires and the smog and everything else going on. So
she's in the thick of it now. I guess the best thing that I can tell you, honey, is, well, of course, you know this. Going outdoors or opening your windows or your doors very much is not a good thing. I would keep your fan on in your, if you have an air conditioner, and circulate the air in your house. Even if the temperature is okay, set it to where it can circulate. If you have to put a sweater on, do it. As far as your numbers, honey, this year, right now, you're in a power year to make things happen for yourself, whether it be financial. I know we've all gone through some crazy stuff. Believe me when I tell you, I've been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt.
Right.
And none of this is normal for any of us. So, but the good news is that you're in a power cycle. You know, open up your door as little as possible. And I'm praying that you get help there soon. We're in the month of September, so this is definitely a strong month for you. If you're working from home or you're doing anything, try to keep yourself where your mind doesn't, get over, you know, overcritical, or keep yourself busy. Find a project, do a project, research a topic or something to keep yourself very busy is what my suggestion is for this month for you. And I know I have a prayer warriors here. We're all praying for California. So know that in your heart that you've got a lot of spiritual people that are praying very much for California. Take care of yourself. Drink lots of fluids. Jimmy will tell you that too. And keep up with your vitamins. Very, very important.
Yeah, anything you can do for immune too is great. I don't test that you guys have any issue per se. Things get a little dicey, at least for you. I'm all about hydrogen peroxide and rubbing that all up in your nose and snorting, believe it or not. That would go a long way to help you out. And like Joanne said, I'd be really big on the circulating, the air conditioning. Both cats test really strong. I'm a cat nut, as everybody knows. I love kitty cat. So, but they test really good. Calliope, is that it? Calliope? Yeah, it doesn't test weak, it tests strong. Penelope tests weak. Penelope tests strong too. I think you're doing great. So hopefully, my mother used to always say, and this too shall pass. So we're hoping and praying that, we get past this in a hurry and you guys get some cleaner air out there.
Yes.
I would think of San Francisco. Mark Twain said the coldest winter of my life was a summer in San Francisco. And I used to go out all the time out there and see, when he was there, Richard Bartlett, Matrix Energetics. And so I have nothing but good memories of San Francisco. So there you go. All right. Kavita is next. Hi, Jimmy and Joanne. Love to know what's in store for me this fall. Wow. Kavita, you might need to schedule with Joanne if you want to know about the entire fall. All right,
so.
Joanne, you're on. That's so funny.
What's Kavita's birthday?
Let's see. She's got in there 4/11, but I don't know 4/11 of what, but that's okay. You can look up April 11th, Joanne.
That's fine.
Okay. And y'all can put in there your day of birth and the month. That's fine too. If you don't want to put in the year, it's okay.
One thing I could say to Kavita, this year, even as crazy as it's been at least moving forward, because the last year and a half has not been an easy rodeo. I think the most important thing is resetting your goals and make sure that you're clearly communicating properly, because I think there's a part of you that likes everything very organized. I do feel that you're intuitive, so you must always follow your gut feelings. I think don't put logic to it, and that's the dichotomy with a little bit of your piece of your chart that I'm doing here, is that you can't second guess yourself or question yourself consistently here, because you're trying to put logic to your intuition. There's no logic to intuition. It's either you're feeling that it's a good thing and not a good thing, right for you, not right for you, or whatever. You need to don't overprocess. But this fall, I definitely feel is if you've got some things that you've been wanting to do or put in place, whether it's personal or business or financial, you've got the green light. And I definitely say go for it. Okay?
Love that. That's good to know. Joanne, you would tell her the jet fuel, right? Jet fuel. October, November, all the way to December tests the strongest for you. Forget about fall. So October, November, December, first, second, about the third week in December test outstanding for her, by the way. So That's gonna put fall on its ear. I can tell you that.
That's where I got October, November, and December.
Yeah.
Very strong.
There you go. All right. Lori is next. Hi, Lori. All right. It's August 21 of 58. She's barely a Leo like us, Joanne. So August 21, 58. Any messages about finances, livelihood for me? My job as a massage therapist at a hospital has been on furlough due to COVID. Thank you. All right.
Well, guess what, Lori? My birthday is August 21 too. So right now, I think that first of all, I think that your business is going to pick up. I definitely think things are going to start changing. Let me look at this. I know that it's been absolutely have you a tension situation or unnerving situation was July, August, and almost ending in September. Now, when we get into October, November, and December, I think things are going to start changing for you. I would look at what Spirit tells me. There's 2 or 3 opportunities for you to segue. You might go from this place 2 days a week and another place 3 days a week, or vice versa, or whatever. But I do feel that you're going to be okay, and it's going to pick up. And I know that this has been frustrating, but you have to keep the faith, and you got to stay positive. And definitely stay positive. What do you get, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in an area, Lori, Lori, that is progressive enough to have the massage therapist in the hospital, oh my gosh, I'd be parallel marketing myself to death. I'd have my cards printed up, even if it was from Vistaprint for free. I've got a great buddy of mine, long-term buddy of mine, would print cards for you for a reasonable amount of money. I'd be going to all the physical therapist places there, any rehab specialty places. I'd make sure they knew who Lori Kappa was. I can tell you that. I'd be offering a free massage to any of the administrators of any of the physical therapy places that might send you patients. And you might be shocked what might happen. And it doesn't test that strong for chiropractors, but other massage therapists, I'd reach out to them. There may be somebody that's on the verge, they're saying, of retiring. You could actually get in there and maybe do a couple days a week, at least help them out or what have you. So that's how it tests.
I got a wellness center too.
Yeah, anything wellness, anything parallel. Yeah, test strong. Wellness centers, massage therapists, physical therapists, rehab places. I'd make sure they had a stack of my cards at the receptionist area. So there you go. All right, Lori, thank you so much. Let's see who's next. Kali is next. All right, Kali is December 2nd of 1980. Joanne, that's 12/2 of 80. Why is my body going through a beating the past few weeks? Wow. Well, I would tell you too, I kind of felt that way too. I've had the chills the last week or so. I think it is a lot of changes, earth changes. I think the fires make a difference, believe it or not, on this planet, on our continent. That actually makes a difference. So if I ask bone, muscle, ligament, tendon, joint, you don't have anything in that department that's a problem. Going through a beating tells me you feel tired or exhausted. That's true, usually so. So I'm just releasing exhaustion. As I say it there, you also are caught up in some overwhelm. And when we get caught up in that, it's like we don't make decisions. And if you don't make your own decisions, they'll be made for you. So release that too as we go along. What do you pick up, Joanne, on December 2nd?
Test her for B vitamins, Jim.
Yeah, B vitamins, it tests weak right now. I don't know that you need B vitamins per se. They're showing me immediately exercising, so you need to get out there and exercise. That makes a big difference. And every day of my life, I got to hear how people are tired or they're on the couch, they don't feel like it, and it's such a weird flip-flop Zen thing. It's like
Well,
the time you don't feel like it's the time you need to be out there walking around the block or going to exercise or do something. I go to LA Fitness 7 days a week. I kid you not. So first thing I do when I get going in the morning, and that way I can put up with craziness all day. It doesn't bother me. But
well, what I pick up from her is that there's a lot of tension or things that are just popping up that she has to deal with. When we get into October, November, and December, it's really kind of doing a rebalance here. Don't be a yes person just because you want to be the good-hearted soul that you are. You really have to wait. Is this something that I really truly want to do? So my message to you is to thy own self be true, and set some parameters up, and don't let people take advantage of you. I do feel like this is the time that you're going through the cycle I got for Judy in the beginning too. This is like a 1.5-year cycle where you have to really kind of sort through what serves you well and what doesn't, people, places, and things. And sometimes that's a great clearing, but sometimes it could be painful in the process. But at the end result is that you become stronger, free, and clear, and you feel like a weight's been lifted off your back. I feel that, by June of next year, you're going to be home free on that deal. So I say, like Jimmy does, keep yourself moving, keep yourself motivated. Most important. I definitely think that I was picking up very strong on your energy field, and whether I take a little B12 sublingual that melts in my mouth, it's not a big deal, and Super B100s with my multivitamin. And I want to tell you, it's kind of given me a new zip, zap, and zoom. So you might want to try that and see what Jimmy thinks on that. But that's what I think.
It can only help you. Like I said, getting up and moving is going to help you more than anything. And exactly 30 days from today, or about mid-October, you're going to feel infinitely better than you do right now. I can tell you that. So you'll see. All right, Sarah is next. Hi, Sarah. All right, 27 August 1979.
Okay.
Any guidance for leg, rash, itch? It tests more for itch than it does for rash. And if it's on your leg, you don't test for the psoriasis cream or A&E ointment. I sure would find the first thing I'd go find, which I have a bunch of it outside my house, is aloe vera. Find the nearest aloe vera plant. They even have it in grocery stores and certainly the Whole Foods kind of places. That'd go a long way to help you. It's packed with all kinds of good juice in there and vitamins and minerals, and you'd be shocked of all the things that are in aloe vera, the plant. So, I'm talking about raw plant, rub that on there, and that's bound to help you too. Doesn't test as a rash, it tests more as an itch. It does test bacterial too, so I'm surprised. I'm going back to AAA ointment. Okay, thank you. Now they're showing me to mix it with the aloe vera. Okay, if she can't get aloe vera, if you can't get aloe vera, then I'd go to the dollar store and get AAA antibiotic ointment. Is it receptive or susceptible to this? Is this receptive? Okay, I'm asking, is it susceptible to whatever she has? Is it resistant to it? It's susceptible to it, so that's good. So get the AAA antibiotic ointment anywhere you can. Neosporin's the first thing flashing through some people's minds, or even yours. It tests weak. You need the AAA antibiotic ointment, so consider that. August 27. Go ahead, Joanne.
I got AAA confirmation as well too. Right now she's going through, I don't know if she's been going through like a little nervous cycle or just not, just indecision. But the good news is that she's coming into October, which is only going to be a couple weeks, and that's a rebalance. And that's something to look into. Like Jimmy was saying too, it's also a healing number. So I think you're going to feel a lot better once you can start working on what's good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. It's inside in between your ears. The battle in between your ears is not helping you if it's not positive. The voice in between your ears is not your friend, and it's not a cheerleader. So that's where it comes into positive thinking and spirituality. I would highly recommend you getting what I start out with every day is heart thoughts. HEART, heart thoughts. I know I have an accent, so that's by Louise Hay, and it's uplifting and it's got a little lesson for every day. But I really think you need to start working from the inside out. What do you get, Jim?
Yeah, anything you can do like that. I like her, of course, Wayne Dyer, any of those things. And we put out something every day you can read as well, and that's always in our newsletter. So sign up for that if you can. Just go to jimmymackhealing.com. You can sign up for the weekly newsletter. It's all free, so keep that in mind.
And it's great.
Yeah, it's good. We got a bunch of folks help me put it together. I don't do, I'll do the creative piece. That's about it. The rest of it, believe me, only the sexy people put together. That includes Sandy Bittinger. We love you, so thank you. It's awesome. All right, Carol is next. Hi, Carol. January 9th. Joanne of 1951. That's 1951. Just received an email regarding a position I applied for in November of 2019 and wanted to know if I was still interested. That's hysterical. Well, good for you. Still interested? Yes, you are. Any ideas? Yes, you need to go for that, Carol Ann. It tests strong for you. And, spirit moves in mysterious ways, but can you imagine putting that in on November, almost a year ago? And, often what HR does, these big companies, and Joanne worked for Fortune 500 company, and so did I at one point, and actually Fortune 100, but these companies will keep your resume and a whole bunch of others on file. And God forbid, whoever was in the position you're going to get, if they fell over at their cubicle and died, they'd say, well, isn't that's so sad about Susie Jones? Who are we getting in there tomorrow?
Right.
Call HR. And so what do you think HR is doing? Pulling resumes and emailing and calling everybody they can. So early bird gets the worm on that one, Carol. So I'd get in there, definitely.
Well, what I have to say to Carol, in my experience, because I was in management as well, here's the thing. If it's almost a year later and they pulled you up, that's like God knocking on your door and saying, hello. And, we don't leave a stone unturned because God works in mysterious ways. Okay. Maybe the opportunity at that given time wasn't the best scenario for you. Maybe who they had in place at that time or how it was structured or whatever. But now I say go for it. I feel like you're due for, to turn things up and start moving forward. And, it's really great to be wanted or to thought of. Now, remember, you're just going to get an interview. Somebody else is going to have an interview. And I always never hired a person, never, that didn't ask for the job. I could interview all day long, but it was that person that says, I want to work for this company. I want to work. I want the opportunity. So make sure that you say that and that you welcome the opportunity and that this is serendipity. Okay.
Yeah. Love that.
So that's what I get for you. October, November, and December, your numbers scream serendipity.
Yeah. There you go, Carol Ann. You got more than you bargained for today for free. I love that. All right. Let's see. Kathy is next.
Is that Kathy with a K or a C?
Kathy with a K, Kathie, and it is December 13, 1953. Do you see me moving? I don't see you moving. Test week to move, so it's up to you on that. That's December 13th. All right. Test week to move. So it doesn't mean you won't. Highest and best interest to move is no. So I'd probably stick where I'm at or work something out where I'm at. Just throwing it out there, Kathy. So keep in mind you're calling a show. Joanne?
Well, what I got, basically, if you're moving because of a relationship or a family situation, is what I'm picking up. Is that true? So, if that's the case, then you need to weigh this out here. If it's not healthy for me, then yes, I say move. Make an effort. If it's not, if it is healthy for you, but that you're just going through a rough patch, try to bear with it, because when you enter in after January of next year, I really feel that it's a much more positive spin on it. But if you're in a situation, in a relationship or a family situation that's not healthy, then I say you have to move.
Yeah, it doesn't test family as much as does test a romantic relationship, or if you're in a marriage or had a fallen out with a loved one or whatever. And by the way, around Valentine's Day next year tests super strong for you. So you may not even be with this person, might move on, or they might come back around and be infinitely better. We shall see. So they're going to have to do some of the work, Kathy. We can't do all the lifting for them, right?
Right. And I always say, you know what? You got to be a good umpire. What you see is what you get. Is it a ball, a strike, a single, a double, a triple, out of the park, safe or home run?
Yeah.
You got to call it the way you see it.
There you go. Well, more than she bargained for today. That's fantastic, Joanne. All right. What else comes up? Website, put that up there for the folks to see, Joanne. We'll have it there. You can find her through psychicjoanneleo.com. Also give them the phone number and the email address. What's best? There we go.
Okay. My phone number is 727-743-3400. And my email is the same, psychicjoanneleo@gmail.com. I brought these cards, Jimmy. Let's see what comes up.
Do me. We haven't
I
done
know.
cards yet.
I always love doing you.
Yeah.
And I like to pull 3 cards because it always trips my trigger for what I want to say. And this is really this is you for sure.
Raccoons. I love it.
It's the inventor. Jimmy's always coming up with new ideas, new MP3, something for the newsletter. And even with his work, he's like I do. I think we never stop learning, growing, whatever. But the raccoon says, decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster, with integrity. And many roles that you can juggle them all. Well, you do many roles.
Love it. That's a fact. Yeah, the adventure. I like that. I'm working on stuff right now, so that's timely.
Look at this.
Love all the deer. That's right.
Guess what the deer signifies? Love. You know
who I'm madly in love with right now, Joanne? I have a new kitty cat. She's only about 10, 12 weeks old.
Uh-huh.
So that's the new love of my life. Isn't that funny?
It says, be gentle with yourself. The power of love. See the light in all things, and acknowledge your self-worth with grace. So that's good. That. And let's see what else. Oh my goodness, this is great. The creator card. Wow. See if I could get that there.
Yeah, so it'll be.
Busy as a bee. Busy as a bee.
Busy as a bee. That's me.
You're a powerful creator. No kidding. Hello. There's confirmation for you.
Awesome.
Your work blesses everything you touch. How do you like that?
Wow. That's encouraging, isn't it?
Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the king of abundance.
Beautiful. All right. I'm buying lotto tonight. That's a dream.
But isn't that? I think these cards are pretty incredible.
They're very incredible, and they have a lot of energy behind them. I can feel them when you hold them up like that. So that's a good. They put a lot of thought and energy and time into all that, Joanne.
Right, and what's really great is because it really, whenever I pull a card, I get all kinds of other messages to go along with it, which is great, you know.
Love
Or it gives confirmation, just like that was perfect confirmation, because you do your work with love. You are an inventor and you are a creator.
That's amazing. Spot on. I love that. Hey, we're going to grab some more callers here, Joanne. I'm glad we took a break there for a second anyway. Looks like Kimberly is next. Let's see. All right. She's 410 of 71, Joanne. Kimberly Ann, 41071. Did I go through menopause, or is it just from stress? I get just from stress, Kimberly. I don't get menopause just yet. So you may be getting there, but it's really stress right now. I like for my women folks too, I like black cohosh or chaste tree. People test strong for one or the other, and you're chaste tree. So if you email me info@jimmymackhealing.com, I'll send you some information on that. And that would really, really help you too, just around menstruation and whatnot. So, or even, cramping, that sort of thing.
I feel like you're going through the change, but it's not, it's not apparent, full blown. I think it's in the stages of starting. Jimmy, how does she test for evening of primrose?
That tests strong too.
Yeah,
you could do that even comes in a tea. So
yeah,
primrose.
I happen to like Source Natural evening of primrose, so you might want to look into that.
Yeah.
I feel like, this is kind of like a weighing out thing for you, Kim, and I think the most important thing is for you this year to express yourself, because I know that emotionally, when I look at your name, I know you're very sensitive. I know you're very caring, but, to my own self be true has got to be your new motto. And you can't be a stuffer with your feelings, honey, because it's going to cause you stomach problems or colon issues. Okay. So this is a year for you to kind of, this is that 18-month cycle, if you've been listening to our show, that people, places, and things of what you need to clear, what needs to go, what you need to rethink, and what are keepers. So, I know we all go through this, every one of us, on our soul level, but this is kind of like a purging, a cleansing, an upliftment, and it's not always an easy cycle, and it can get on our last nerve or emotionally take us through the ups and the downs. That's okay, as long as you're saying, what am I supposed to learn from this experience? What is my lesson? Okay. And I can promise you that when you come out of that, which let's see, you've got April, that's 12, by October of next year, you're going to be home free. But in the meantime, you have to, start really expressing yourself. And in the meantime, you need to decide what's important, what's not important, what's good for you, not good for you, healthy for you, not healthy for you. And don't worry about if everybody's on board with it. That's immaterial. You don't have to. You don't let people be your judge and jury. That's unacceptable.
You also test strong for going through sadness or sorrow recently, Kimberly. It isn't even sadness; it's deeper than that. Sorrow and themes of loss. We had themes of loss even last month as our whole focus on Zoom. We do a Zoom event the last Wednesday of every month. So you might want to go to jimmymackhealing.com, go to product services, look for that, themes of loss. That would help you. It's like $20. I think it's over half an hour and doing a lot of clearings, hundreds of clearings that would really, really help you in themes of loss, because then that I fall right back into losing the potency of having offspring or children. So that's another theme of loss. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just there. So that's what that's about. So keep that in mind too, and we'll go from there. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think we're gonna, as my father said, wind this thing down. Joanne, that is it for now. Okay, good. All right, Joanne, we love you. We appreciate you being on. Always a pleasure. we're going to make it 50 minutes instead of the hour, as if we're seeing the psychiatrist. And that's my joke too, because none of them going to see you for 50 minutes. You might have a 10-minute med adjustment for $285, right?
Right. And they'll say,
I love it.
I love when they get to the part where they go, our time is up.
Our time is up. That's right. I'll stick a pin in it for right now. Psychic Joanne Leo, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining, honey. We love you. We appreciate you.
Love you guys.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. That's our show for now. Join us here each week, 4 p.m. Eastern, of course, and we'll get to everybody that we can. You can always look into the Goldylocks networks, too, because there's about a dozen of us on those live. We have different shows every single day of the week almost, and you're bound to get some great stirred up messages from those that are in the Goldylocks family as well. So thanks, everybody. Want to wish everyone the rest of your life will be the best of your life. And remember to make progress every day. Thanks. Bye for now.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.